Hello, beautiful and beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions, and welcome back. And in this new year, I am bringing you a message about this historic shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness after about every other video. And so today is a message video, and I also have a full playlist of video 5D messages you can take a look at if you want more. But here we go with Sabyan, Ya Maulana. Maulana, I guess. Here we go. I mean, isn't she just so sweet looking? Oh, wait, let's go a little bit more so you can see her face. There she is. Oh my goodness. Isn't she just so sweet looking? So beautiful, so innocent looking, and so innocent sounding. I mean, you just really get from her that she is serious about connecting to the divine, what we might call God, she might call Allah. It's the creator of everything, whatever you want to call that. She is serious, and she clearly walks in the light. You know, we always say like the light of God, like she has that. It just it just shimmers out of her, right? Doesn't she? Oh my goodness, this one. So precious, so beautiful. By the way, don't forget, friends, that I have some member tiers you could take a look at. And I've been furiously putting videos in those tiers, so take a look at my intro video. But let's continue with this one. We'll go back a little. She says, accept my prostration and let me repent. That one I'm not in agreement with. I don't think the God of everything, the creator of everything, prime creator, needs to have you prostrate before him or repent, for being human and this and that. I mean, certainly if you did something wrong, you always want to repent anyway, but we do as divine sparks of the creator. But that's not quite the way I see the creator, but that's just me. Okay, let's continue here. By the way, give me a comment. Listen, friends, it's wonderful when you comment because, first of all, I like to hear what you have to say. So just give me a comment on this. And second of all, the more you comment, the more YouTube will push the video out, which means I can do more of your favorite artists because I need to have a certain amount of views to be able to keep it on my channel. So do comment for me. I appreciate that. The YouTube algorithm is very interesting to try to navigate around and try to get your channel moving forward. By the way, if you're enjoying this, give me a like, give her a like for sure, and subscribe. You can give her a like afterwards. She's always in the notes. Maulana, ya Maulana, ya Sabyan. She says, when I have my heart full of sins and going in a dark way, my heart full of sins. I just cannot see this one who could ever have a heart full of sins. I just don't. I don't see that this one could ever go in a dark way. She's just so light. Oh my goodness. Let's continue.
Terima sembah sujudku, terima doaku, terima sembah sujudku, izinkan ku bertaubat. Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana. Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana. Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana. Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana.
And here she is, the picture of innocence in her white, scarf and her white light clothing and all. And she's talking about if my heart is full of darkness and sin. I just don't see it. I just don't see it with her. Oh, but that's me.
Terima sembah sujudku.
That was interesting, kind of showing being in that dark place and then finding the light kind of thing. That was kind of interesting, a nice little visual. Here we go.
Terimalah doaku, terima sembah sujudku, izinkan ku bertaubat. Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana. 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 Maulana ya Maulana, ya Sami' du'ana.
Well, how precious. I can see why she has such a big following because people just want to be around her light. She's got such a light, beautiful, absolutely beautiful light. And the way she sings is always soothing and beautiful and uplifting. Let's see, we got to put this song on my scale, 1 being very third dimensional fear, pain, anger, sadness, suffering. It's not that. And 10 being very fifth dimensional love, peace, joy, bliss, harmony. It's up there. Now, she does talk a little bit about the business of prostrating yourself and repenting, which I think is one of those kind of negative views of the creator that I don't buy in the least. That is not as far as I see it, the way the higher beings are doing things, the angels and the archangels and the fifth dimension and all that. So in that sense, it tweaks it back a little bit, but still it's a very high song, a very loving song, a very peaceful song, full of light. I would give it like a 9 on my scale. Really wonderful work, Sabyan. You bring a lot of light to the world. I hope you ever see this. You do bring a lot of light to the world, which is really beautiful. So, okay, if you want to know a little bit about me, my friends, you can go to the About Me video here on this channel, which leads you to another video about what I call my Forge to the Fire journey of 3D rather, in my earlier life. And also, if you want to check out some of the things I've created, you can go to About Lorelei on Patreon. That's in the notes here. And, I was a life coach for many years and a transformational coach, and I'm a natural healer and all that. So you might find some stuff on there that's of interest to you. Okay, friends, let me get to my 5D message. I'm going to set a little timer to be sure I don't yap away too much on you. So here we go. My 5D message. What actually is harming to another person? What actually is harming to another person? Now, it seems like a crazy thing to talk about. Like, what are you talking about? What actually is harming to another person? Everybody knows what is harming to another person. Well, let's see. Do we or do we not? Now, obviously, we see a lot of the chaos going on in the world, and we see people coming up and, I don't know, start trying to hurt people physically with their cars, with their shovels, with their whatever, certainly hurting a person physically is harming another person. Now, an argument also can be made. Of course, I'm not going to go into that whole world of, like, say, a police officer is going to be killed himself, so he defends himself or something like that. That's not the world I'm looking at. But I'm just saying, for now, like that's a conversation for another day. But I'm saying that we know that for the most part, if you hurt someone's physical body on purpose, then that's harming to another person. We also have a pretty good idea that if you say nasty things, words that are unkind, words that are like swearing or calling names that really you can say, everybody can look and say, that's unkind, that's harmful, that's not nice. Putting people down, judging them, mocking them, like these are all harming to another person. Now, there's a question mark, then you come into the range of like the things that we say that hurt another person's feelings. Now, this is where we get into that weird kind of gray area that we have to be real careful of. Now, we're talking about this, by the way, because moving to the higher dimensions, we need to really know what is truly harming and what is not harming, by the way. We need to know that so we can get to that higher place and not do the things that truly are harming and do the things that would raise us to that higher place. So this world of someone's feelings get hurt. Okay, is it your fault that their feelings got hurt? I mean, do you take the responsibility on that their feelings got hurt? Now let's say this: most people, if their feelings get hurt, when their feelings get hurt, they're gonna put the responsibility on you or whoever said the thing, whoever did the thing. But the reality of it, like for instance, my mother got her feelings hurt a lot when we were younger, and she would, get upset and this and that. But it was like we couldn't navigate enough around her feelings, because she was like, to me, she was like just an open wound of the different things that had happened to her in her life. So if you touched this place, it was a hurt feeling. If you touched that place, it was a hurt feeling. If you did this, it was a hurt feeling. If you did that, it was a hurt feeling. Just like you'd have to give up your entire life to try to not hurt her feelings, and even that wasn't going to work. So do we really have responsibility for another person's feelings when we didn't actively go out there to try to hurt another person, but we just needed to say what we needed to say or do what we needed to say for our life? Well, I'll say no. I'll say that is not our responsibility. That is not your responsibility. The feelings of another person is their responsibility. And that brings up all this craziness of like hurt feelings about, did you call me by the right pronoun or the wrong pronoun? That's a lot of insanity going on out there, because any counselor, I've been to many when I was younger, counselors and group sessions and all this, right? Any counselor worth her salt will say, your feelings are your responsibility. Figure out how to shift and change your feelings. Figure out what's underneath your feeling of upset. That's in your wheelhouse of what to do something about. Why did what that person say hurt your feelings? Not why did they say it? How dare they say it? No, why did it hurt your feelings pertaining to you? It's your responsibility. So all these people going around blaming everybody else for not using the right pronoun or not asking what the pronoun is, they're just throwing all the rules in the water that, every counselor on the planet, right, has taught us through the ages. No, you're not responsible for another person's feelings, and that's their situation. That's what they need to deal with. Now, some reason they've been all, propagandized into still going ahead and saying, yes, you have to worry about all those feelings of all those people. That's your job. No, but that's not true. That is not true. We go back to the old school understanding. Somebody else's feelings is their business. They need to deal with it. Your thing is your business, is your life, how you want to live it, what you want to say, and so on. And obviously, I'm saying when we're not going around trying to have the words out of our mouth hurt another person. See, there's the deciding factor. If you're trying to have the words of your mouth hurt another person, then it's in your responsibility. But if you're just trying to say or do your thing and somebody else gets hurt, then it's in their responsibility. And this is very, very crucially important as we move forward into the higher realms, because some of the things we're going to say and do, stepping away from the people that are kind of nutty and crazy, stepping away from the dysfunction, stepping away from dysfunctional gatherings where the families are all arguing and everything, they're going to tell you that you're the one doing wrong, that you are hurting them by doing all of this. That's what they're going to say out there. Your families, your loved ones, your husbands, your spouses, your children. They're going to say, when you step away from the insanity, that you're doing wrong and you're bad for doing it. And that is absolutely not true. You need to do what's right for you, going in the direction of the light, as the Sabyan was doing. Get out there on the ground and be in the light and take the time to do it, and damn the torpedoes full speed ahead. Take the time to take care of your beingness, that you raise up in frequency and vibration, that you are in the love space, that you are in the joy space, and let all of that other stuff go. If you have to walk away from it, walk away from it, because that's the only way you're getting to the higher dimension. And then that's the only path that other people will be able to sort of follow. If they want to follow in your footsteps and go themselves, they can follow that path. But you're absolutely not going to do it by sitting back here and trying to appease all of their feelings. You know, this comes into play when you have, for instance, a spouse or something to that effect, and you want to go out and do what's right for your life. Maybe you want to take yoga classes. Maybe you want to get a job, out in the world, whereas you are always a home mother. Maybe you want to, go on a vacation by yourself, for yourself, a meditation, go on a weekend retreat, all this, and it's not with your husband, or you're not bringing the kids, and they sit there, and then they're going to tell you that you are selfish and that you're doing something wrong. Now, if this thing you're going to and doing is going to uplift your life, then damn the torpedoes full speed ahead. That is not true. I mean, unless you do it every weekend, and go away from them every weekend or all the time, that's another story. But for the most part, you going off to do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and taking a certain amount of doing that in your life, you have to just push all those people, those naysayers, to the side. You're not responsible for their feelings. You're not responsible because this one wants you in his or her environment at all times and doesn't want you going anywhere else, right? Because they want to have you like a little lapdog next to them, right? And I experienced this. I'm not kidding you, right? They like to have, sometimes our significant others want us like a little lapdog next to them at all times. And we need to go and do our own life and do the things that are important to us, at the same time as spending an appropriate amount of time with them and whatnot. You see, people can be very selfish about wanting what they want out of us. Everybody out in the world wants what they want out of us. And they will step up and say, we're selfish, we're thoughtless, we're hurting them, we're harming them, by just living our life and just doing and saying what is right for us, you see? And that's not absolutely untrue. That's all their insanity. It's all of their craziness. So we need to really get back to an understanding of what truly is harming a person. Physical hurting a person, and going with your words in order to hurt a person. Those are the things that are harming another person for the most part. Now, if you spend all of your life only doing what you want to do 24 hours a day, right? And then you could say maybe that's harming to your children and your spouse or whatever. But most people are not doing that. If you're just taking time out of your life, out of your week, to do things that are good for you and that lift you up and make you feel good and so on and so forth, this is okay. This is not harming another person. Don't let them sell you a bill of goods. And you need to do it. If you want to get to the fifth dimension, this is what you must do. You must take care and do the things that uplift yourself. Okay, beloved ones, that's my message for today. I'm going to go ahead and send you that wonderful fifth dimensional energy, the love, the peace, the joy, the bliss, and the ability to discriminate and know what's really in your wheelhouse of responsibility and what is certainly not. I'm sending all of this to you now. Here it comes. Shoop. Namaste. I honor the God in you.